In this video, we're going to explore why dark and bright guitar tones aren't necessarily right or wrong, and how you actually want to use both to get the desired result, to get a really full, ultra huge sounding balanced guitar tone. So take this as an example. Very dark guitar tone right here. Very bright guitar tone right here. And then them all together right here. And then this is here in the mix. One more time without the vocals. Right? You wouldn't really think that this is even in there. That's very thin, telly kind of style, like rock tone, but like it's not modern like this kind of, the sum of it all sounds. When it's blended with this tone, it's like the dark tone takes over on the low notes and the high tone takes over on the high notes. It's a really effective example of clever doubling. It's not exact doubling, but it's a very complementary part that does double at sections. And it's that combo of this really bright telly tone versus this dark, I think was a Les Paul tone, if I remember tracking this correctly, that blends so perfectly. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But before we do, my name is Malcolm Owen-Flood. Thank you for watching. If you dig recording and DIY mixing and all that sort of stuff, please do subscribe. That's all I talk about on this channel. Yeah, I want to talk about the mindset of finding these tones and how we did that in this song in particular, because it's not about just having your favorite guitar, your favorite amp, and just plugging that and recording that and being like, that's going to work. It's about hearing what you have in context. So something we did a lot of on this album was shooting guitars out, shooting amps out even. As much as we had the time to do, we used that time to find the right sound for the part. You always have to kind of make your best guess with the first layer. So we went drums, and then we did bass. That's kind of how I prefer to track things, before guitars usually. And then we did guitars. So that first layer of guitar, it's kind of like your main guitar for the song usually. That was probably this bright one actually, which was maybe an overcorrection, but if you heard the whole song, you would understand why we wanted a bright sound. And it has those those really bright telly stabs. So we knew we needed that, but in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, we have to figure out how to make this sound bigger, because that's too thin, that's too small to make sound huge. So we needed to add this guitar in, the dark tone. You know, so we didn't just grab the telly again and make another layer with a darker tone. We grabbed a darker sounding, thicker sounding guitar, humbuckers rather than tellies, single coils in this case. And that combo gave us the result. But all of those decisions would have been made listening against the bass. And even the drums. So I'm making constant kind of mixed decisions along the way as well. I think it works pretty good. Now, can you do that in the mix? Yes and no. You can, of course, make something darker or brighter in the mix after you've tracked it, but you can't really change its core characteristics without it just kind of falling apart on you. So if you want a bright, telly, kind of clangy rockabilly sound, like the brighter one, you have to record that. So in our case, telly, single coil pickups into a bright plexi top boost Stevenson amp, I think it was. And then the humbucker, you know, we needed dark tone. So it was my black Les Paul custom Black Beauty up there into JCM 800 with a high cut, actually. That had been modded out of that. I believe those were the two amps that led to this. And it's all intentional. That's kind of what I'm trying to get across. It's like, it's not just which one do I like the most? It's which one sounds right, and hearing it in context. You can't just listen in solo. If we listen in solo to just those two guitars one more time, I know we've done that a million times now, versus this. I mean, for like my band, not this band, but the band that I play in, I'd probably be reaching for the darker of the two for my own tone. Maybe a little brighter than that, but like I'm saying that the bright one's too bright for my playing style. So it would have been, if I just did what I like personally in solo without the context of the song, we wouldn't have got that bright telly sound. It would have been the wrong decision. I think we made the right call here. And one more example I actually just wanted to show you about how to play guitar so effectively. At least I think it's effective, so please do let me know in the comments if you think these two are meshing together as well as I think they are. But check out this part right here. Right, it's just dun-dun, just palm mute hits, right? But here's where it gets cool, is here's our bright guitar. Palm muted hits like we expected. Now here is the dark guitar. So we're actually not even using the palm mute hits on that. We're just using the attack to shape the attack and give more like bite to those hits. So it's again just playing to the strengths of these two different guitar tones to shape the part as we wanted it to sound. Again, in solo, I think we would have made the wrong decision. We would have said that the dark guitar is going to have more low end and be better for that boom, boom. But in context, the bright guitar and the bass are already doing that job great. We just needed this really like aggressive, and that led to. I dig that a lot. I think that sounds really cool. Just to hear it with vocals so you can kind of hear the finished product.
I'm just the acting host, trying not to know. This ain't a horror, it's a goddamn game show. You think you terrify me, but I know what's terrifying, just wait.
You get the vibe, right? It's fun. Very cool band. Loved working with them.
Hey everyone, I was just finishing up the edit for this video and had one thought that I thought we should cover before we really wrapped it up. So sorry for adding this on after the fact. I recorded this video quite a while ago, got busy with work. Here we are. But it was kind of the importance of how to pull this off and replacing the right things to do it. So if you want to blend these bright and dark tones, there's kind of an order of importance that I would say you should consider. Number one is change the guitar. Like certain guitars are just brighter and twangier, Strat Telly versus Les Paul or anything with humbuckers. It's probably going to be the most effective way. After that would actually be speaker and not the amp. The amp head is going to make a difference, of course, but I think you'll find that some speakers are so much brighter and so dramatically different in tonal character than a guitar amp is. If you have a couple amp heads and you run them into the same cab, you'll be kind of shocked at how similar they can sound. It does vary. Some are just so different, but keep that in mind that if you are just trying to do this quick by just changing a couple things, guitar, number one, speaker, number two, if you have some different speaker cab options, and it's really about the speaker to me, and then the amp after that. That'd be my order of operations. You can just switch the pickup on your guitar, but I don't recommend it. In this example, they're both bridge pickups, for example. It would have sounded pretty flubby if we went to a neck pickup for that riff. It wouldn't have worked. So
anyways, this is a band called Vocal Villains, and the song is called Terrify. Do go check them out. They're great. Yeah, just thought we should talk about guitar tones and bright and dark and how to blend them, and also just being intentional when choosing your tones, because that makes all of the difference. And I think this song really worked out how I wanted in that department. So I wanted to share it with you. Hope you got something out of it. And if you did, please do subscribe, and I'll have another video coming up for you right here. Adios. Bye.